Hello there. In this video we're going to work on another compositing. It's creating falling angel scenery, and we're going to use it Photoshop. So right here you can see we have our images, and this is images was shot for us in a studio some time ago. Click to open in a camera raw. Because this is image was shot in camera raw, we have more information embedded in our image that we can process on the screen. Most time we work with sRGB or 8-bit information, and depending on your camera you can have it 14, 16, you can have 12-bit, you can 10-bit, depending on what camera you're using. And a camera raw allowed us tone map it, kind of take all the brightness and shadows and compress them to more useful space of the colors. So like right here we mostly will going to look on luminosity. We begin with this, and you notice right here like elbow, I look on the most brightest and see how much details we have it. We can look on histogram, but histogram not necessarily will represent for us what I'm looking, because if we look here we see our background is mostly dark gray. That is done for purpose, and I will tell you a little bit later why. But what I'm looking, it's this bright spot. It's where we don't have information, like laces right here, elbow, skin. And then what we want to do is take our highlights, bring them down, so we'll bring more texture information out, so we're mapping without losing any information. So for this, let's go on highlights, and we'll take highlights down to about this point. Notice how much right there and right here, you see how huge different. The biggest problem about doing this way, we are losing some dimensions, because our dimensions based on luminosity levels. Yes, shadows and highlights would give it us shape, but it's okay because we'll go restore them a little bit later. Right now what we're interested in is preserve all the textures and coloring in a brighter area. And notice right here, look right. Next, let's go look on the shadows, like in her hair, and we can bring shadows up. We don't want to go too crazy, because if we're going, you can see we start introducing digital noise that we need to work later with this, so we don't want to do this. Usually I bring maybe around just a little bit like this with the noise, and depending on what camera we're using. This one, if I'm right, this was 5D Mark II. It was okay sensors. Now new with R5 and everything, you can shoot quite a bit nice with less noise, but it's what the image was, and we're working with that. So after toning, we can go a little bit down less, and right here where we have it, color mixer in luminosity, you notice we can also highlight. So if you feel a little bit too much on the skin, you can always restore it. For me, I'll just keep it back to 0, because I want to do this with the shadow and highlights with dodge and burn later, so we'll just preserve this way. Important for us, it is take the sharpness and increase sharpness, because I know that camera had anti-aliasing filter built in, which is add kind of like blurriness on the edges and bring sharpness up. It will help us to restore original sharp edges. You don't need to do all the time. For example, Nikon does not have this filter, so you don't need to do, and some even Canons don't have this. So be sure you know your camera, what kind of filters inside, and it's better on best base it on this. Wow, my English. Anyway, yes, I do have the creative English. So, and based on this, you want set properly sharpening. Next, of course, we want to go in optics and enable, disable, remove chromatic abbreviations and use the profile. Those one almost always I check in, because they will have it correction for the lenses. Doesn't matter how good is your oh. Whoa, I'm coughing today. And then what I was saying, it doesn't matter how good is your lenses, you always will have a problem with chromatic abbreviations and some distortion on the lenses. Okay, after we've done this, let's go ahead and click open. And now we inside the Adobe Photoshop. This is the latest version of Photoshop. It's not beta, but it does have a new Firefly engine, which I want to utilize. Well, before we jump into utilize, we need to prepare our canvas. And sometimes I'm going one way or another, but I think right now if we prepare canvas first before we work on a model, it's given us a little bit more room to grow. And reason is why I want to prepare, because it's this sitting here, but for the wings I want to actually create much more space above and kind of maybe even below. So let's go remove first these areas, And we're going to utilize actually Firefly for this. So I'm going to select like this image. And here's a problem. You see how big it is? Firefly perform better if you have it about 512 by 512 pixels. You don't necessarily need square. You can have it rectangle or other things. And I will put it probably right there, somewhere right there. I'll put it for you link to the video where I explain a little bit better how it works, so you will understand what is the best performance. For us here, we don't really need worried about size of this, because even this will be blurry, we will eventually remove it, so it's okay if it's kind of a little bit blurry. Okay, when we're done, we'll go click generate a fill and just generate. So at this time, Adobe will contact the server, send the information, and send back me the render. It should give me 3 versions, so I can preview. And actually, first one look not bad. I think they're all, so they look nice. We'll do same for the top right here, and this is where you see it's the already dish, the deep dish located. So we'll kind of extend this way. After we remove all this unnecessary stuff, and you know what, we can even play for this. If you want to create clouds, we can actually just go like this around here. And let's see if it's create clouds for us, because it's much easier. I remember when I done the similar things with the older version Photoshop without AI, I usually take clone tool and edit with clone tool or remove it. So it's a little bit easier right now to do. Okay, look on this. Yeah, perfect. Okay, so next let's go expand. What I want to do, kind of almost lock this stuff because I don't want to change. Control Shift Alt E, Command Option Alt E to take all visible layers and merge them in one. So then I'll call it main. Next, what I want to do, it is reframing. I know I had a little bit more on the bottom where we're going probably cut off anyway, but just for fun. So I'm going to select my cropping tool, and I want right here, select Generative Expand. That way, again, Firefly engine, and it's a Firefly AI 3 if I'm right. Firefly 3rd engine will help me. So I'm going in increase. So I'm going a little bit up here, expand it. And no, actually, let's cut down. And I know I did this. That's expanded, but now we're cutting. It's kind of funny. Okay, well, what's happening here? Let me show before we increasing. Okay, and this is kind of nice about composition when we're done. So if you notice, it's have it a rule of 30 apply, and this way we can place it properly elements, so taking our attention. Usually the crosses is where they're happening, but what I want to do is take my character and place it like almost in a corner. So if you think, let's say right there, a little bit taller like this. So if lights, it's falling angel. Yes, I want to do falling angel. So for this, I want lights go down like corner, going from this area, and it's going from the right to left. So it's kind of projection in a way. Well, let's speak about philosophy, just philosophy of the image, just a little bit. For the country like European type based countries where our writing going from left to right, our action usually going from left to right. So we start from left and we're progressing. If a character want to advance, they need going from left to right as we're reading. Subconsciously, it's what we're thinking. If our character returning to some point, probably you want to face it from right to left. If person look down and up, it's a suppressing. So our character located on the left, and I done this on purpose because if character want to progress, it's no progression because it is light will going from the corner top left, top right, kind of preventing almost our character to move that direction. So it's a pushing back to the beginning, almost descending. So this is kind of philosophy what I try to do in an image. And tell you true, most time when I create it, it's not accidental positions. It's kind of going and think how the composition should rely. Same with you. When you are reframing, just pay attention with the corners. Where's the point of attention? Do you want to put in this element? So just general, it is a basic, but it is basic for reason because it's work very well and it's help us to very give it this emotion of our image. Well, okay, so I select here, and after this we'll just go press enter, and we'll just check how many. And honestly, I don't think I ever done that big size generative, so I'm not very confident AI will do great job. In one case it's just gray background, but we'll see if it adds some weird limps or other things around. It definitely will be, wow, it actually did a good job, except right here wish clouds was more, but it's okay. Let's look what we have next. Okay, not bad. That one is better. Okay, and that one is even better. I think it's work excellent. I spent so much time before, doing this. Oh, look right here, we have these lines. So let's go take our tools, and I just want to take small. Remember what said. So we'll just generate fixed little bit of those lines like this going down. There you go. Just a reduction a little bit. Yep. Okay, let's go take this line. I'll just reduce that one as well. Generate. So this is our background. Till it does job, let me explain why it's dark gray. Usually in Photoshop, we're going to use it there, or soft light apply, or other things with background. And as we're doing this, the gray, 50% gray, become invisible. So if we put it something on this layer and it's 50% gray, then it won't be affected. Background is a little bit darker, which is okay, we'll play with this, but gray won't have to influence also on the color or other things. And because if you can see, this background is not totally clear gray, it's have a little bit like brighter, darker elements there, so it's even better embedded with our overlay background. So this is why I select that for reason, because when I shot, I know what I want to do compositing in the future, and that is kind of preparing me to do this. Okay, so we've done this. I'm going again, Control Shift Alt E, Command Option Alt E, and take base 2. Just, next Control or Command J will take and duplicate, and this will be our model. So the reason is why I have a model, now we can click, easy, select subject. So before I used to take the pen tool and select. Right now it does such a good job sometimes, because you can see like right here, you see how the feet did not select everything. Yeah, it does not select necessarily this subject. So let's try different. We'll go select this tool, and we'll just go select that way. Okay, and notice what's happening. Now it's a select better. Look, right there. There you go. Now we select object. So easy and to do this. It still have a little bit fuzzy kind of edges, but it's okay because we're going to implement some soft light overlay on the background, which will work very good in this case. And when we're done, right here my subject, let's go ahead, click and create a new layer. Okay, we have it, our model done. Next we can start work with the model, just a little bit retouching to help with this. You remember our problem was there's some elements here was flattened because we did all of this shadow highlight stuff. First, let's go create new layer, and I'm going to link this layer or parenting, or actually kind of a touch, and you can do this easy by going and select right here clipping mask. So we'll just clip this way, but we'll down with the keys, and this was touch up. Next, what I'm going to do is just take, we can two options. We can use magic wand, we can use its healing brush here, healing spot like Band-Aid, or we can use it our select and generative fill. So let's try first this, see how it's work. Well, it's work not bad. It's kind of fixing some of this on the ends, which is okay. And I don't want to touch everything, but I want to touch up some small teeny tiny imperfections. I don't know even how much. It's actually almost very good looking. So we'll just leave it everything by default here. This is look seams. I look also on the seams if anything happened there. We'll leave it feet. I think it's look nice. So yeah, I don't think we need touch up, just only on the elbow because it's brighter, but I think it's look good. So let's go next, and we're going also Control Shift Alt E, Command Option Alt E, create new layer, and this will call smooth. This is how I will create a look like a painting. So again, we'll hold down Alt or Option, and you see your arrow changing to like from arrow to hooky things, so down arrow, so we can clip, and on the side you can see the clip together. What does clipping happen? The lock to the mask. So whatever changes, like right here, if we notice, okay, let me unclip this and I'll show you. So if you notice right here, we have a full image of the person. So next, of course, if we're going to enable all of this stuff back, and we'll clip it. So now if I do anything behind, even it's full image, like let's go right there, create new layer, and I'm going to draw on the back. See, I don't do on this, on her, because it is she clipping. But if I go back to the smooth layer, and let's go just say I want white, and we'll delete, and I do that right here. See, it's only on her. So it's clipping is nice because it's clipping to our mask. Well, of course, I don't want to do all of this stuff, and we'll just go back to our clipping mode. And that's meaning everything what we're doing on this layer will apply only to this clipping to our model what we have it. And of course, I want to do a couple things. First, I want to go filter, noise, dust and scratches, and this is how we smoothing. We reducing amount of details that is visible for Photoshop. And usually what I do, I'm coming to some elements like teeth, eyes, if eyes open, and we'll take radius of the pixels down so it still be kind of understandable. You can see the teeth definitely, but remove those teeny tiny noise details. So let's go click OK on this, and it's look ugly. We don't need all of this, so we're going and enable mask. For this, hold down or Option and click on a mask, and it will create black fillet mask for us. It's meaning this what we just did, it become invisible. To make apply that effect to our layer, we need to take our brush, we need to set our brush to low opacity, about 10ish, 8 will work. We want to be sure it's a soft round, okay? And as this happening, we can start painting this effect areas where we want it. And I don't need to worry about going over edge, because remember, we clip it, which is kind of make very nice. Okay, and right here you can see as we're doing, it is a reduction. It's what it does, it's actually reduce some of the details, make smoother, but it is simulating of a real paint. And if you look on a paint, people don't necessarily had that high effect on the skin and other things. It was a little bit smaller in its reduction of details, will give it us more painting kind of effect. I'll touch like nose, cheeks, don't touch eyes or lips. I want them sharper because it just look nicer. Otherwise they look too smudgy. Almost any details like hair, I'm avoiding hair. Mostly it will be just on the skin, or if you have some areas with a high digital noise, you can also to do these two reductions, but general, I say it's just the skin only. It's what I'm doing, like right there. I'll touch fingers, and let's go on a feet. Don't forget feet, and that will help us to create this kind of reduction details on the skin. There you go. Let's go zoom out and look where we have it. Okay, let's see. Small changes. Okay, we'll have it before and after. You can see how it's reduced. Next, what I want to do is work on a hair. So same Control Shift Alt E, Command Option Alt E, take all visibles, combine together. Let's go type its hair. And the hair, what we're going to do, again, clip it to what we before, and let's look on the hair. So we come very close to the hair. You'll notice what's happening here. As the camera produces noise, digital noise, the hair also will have a cross line. So not just to follow the hairline, it's also kind of pixelization. And it's give it look a little bit messy, but also digital kind of hair. In a paint, in a brush, when you do, you have to brush and you go down. So you create those lines with the paint as it's creating. So that's what we're trying to do. Well, for this, let's apply special effect. filter, stylize, and we're going to oil painting. Oil painting, a very nice filter. It will analyze the how contrast going and will create, you can see the hair. So we want stylization 10, clearness 10, scale 0.1, brush details. And because light's coming from side, it's why we'll set this one also about 50 degrees from light of this area. So let's go ahead, click OK, and it will apply. You can see how it's applied to everything, which is okay. We'll come back to this. But now I want to go filter, sharpen, and apply and sharp mask, because most time I found if you have a very small kind of like hair, we want to a little bit more contrast between, and that's we have it about maybe 180 even. Add amount. Let's go click OK, and there we apply to our hair. Let's go set same mask, alter option, click create black mask to hide. Take our brush and we're going to brush in, and we only need to brush this in a hair area to create it. This will work excellent if you have it like fur. Will look very realistic on a fur. Flowers also will look very good. And if you actually have it wig, and a wig need kind of merge on a head, not very, for example, does not look good. In a post, you actually can, if you go to the edge and you do with a wig, it's actually come up very nice. So it's not bad. But this is natural hair. And let's look, see how hair going paint before and now. It definitely look, see, before, look photography. And now you have this flow like a real paint going on. Okay, our next, what we're going to do is restore a little bit depth. And we need to do this by applying shadow and highlights to this. So let's go to create a new layer here. And in this layer, we're going to fill up with a 50% gray, normal, 100% opacity, click OK. It will be dodge and burn. And of course, we need to hold alter options and clip this to our mask. Now look right here, you can see definitely how it's going. Well, we're going to switch this to blend mode to soft light, because soft light 50% become invisible. That's what happened before, and you can see it does not affect anything. So now we can have it our soft brush, and we can apply to areas. And as we're applying, we can have it white. Will create highlights. Okay, and you can see right here. So we highlight a little bit on dimensions. Actually, let's go with 10%. You can see we'll just apply right there, just maybe a little bit here. And you can switch like X. You can see switch between foreground, background, and like background black or white. So between those two, you can switch, and you can easily create, add like shadows, more shadows to specific areas. So it's look a little bit deeper, more defined. Right there, for example, we can have it, and same time press X, and now you can highlight. So it's kind of very useful shortcut. If you don't use it, by using X and Y, you can do very fast switch between. And that's what we're doing. We're just applying a little bit to this area, like right there, nose, lips. We can also pop up lips by adding white on the middle and switch to the shadows and just under. So this will create a little bit better. Right there. Okay, let's add shadows a little bit here. Eyes, kind of drama. Same we can do on the hands. And just let you know, okay, this is face. That was before and after. You can see how it is add already drama. When we do this, usually when I do first, I will make several layers of the dodge and burn. And our first layer, it's almost always just a model. It's not directional, it's not environmental lighting. Let's put it this way, it's not environmental lighting, it is model shape lighting. Later, we will do another dodge and burn, which will work with our environmental lights outside. Okay, and so right here, we have it, our shadows. And that's what we're going to do, just add. And we'll come back to more to the shadows, how say, when we start working a little bit more on the lights. Because right now it's just like add here, add lights going around there. Okay, right there we add more lights. A little bit more on the hands. a little bit here. Okay, we also can add, if you want, you can same time add a little bit more, just a shape. Again, remember, not environmental, but just a shape. We can add to the feet and a little bit. But mostly I want this is where we have the attention. The reason is when we have other lights, I probably put more in a shadow, kind of hiding there. So I think for this is right way. Okay, we kind of create our model. I think it's time to add wings to see it. And for the wings, actually, what I'm going to use my collection. I'll put down link below for you guys if you're interested. Again, Patreons, you'll have it free or hugely discounted. So this is a set of the wings that I created in 3D. So this is actually not AI generated. We will use AI generated stuff as well, but I found out to have it more persistence to in a way that I see it, I actually need to use 3D models. AI is a great tool, but you need to accept what AI give it to you. And sometimes it's not my vision. It's what AI have the vision, not me. For my vision, actually, I like more hands-on. Like, for example, in this, you can see the wings that are done in 3D. So I can select and use it specifically, some of them. So that's what we're going to do. And use them is not, they're done in 3D and they're done as PNG. So we can easily drag and drop. For this, let's go down below right here where we have our model just before base. So I'm selecting this and I'll just give you a couple examples. So if we're going and, for example, let's go drop these wings. So you can see we have this kind of wings that we can change. And look, they're already behind. Yes. So we can rotate them, place it, but I don't think we needed more kind of like collapsing sad, I was thinking. So let's go just select like these wings maybe. Yeah, I think this one will work way better. We can go and rotate them. So follow the shoulders, yes. And we can also just rotate some wings. So this one I think is good. Yeah, let's see. Do we want to increase in size of them? I think this is good, but I'm not sure if, well, you know what? We're going to separate them, and we can do this very easy. We can actually put mask on one side and load it and do kind of like this way. We also have a different type of wings, and let's go put this inside so we can compare with this. I'm hiding these wings off, and we can have it. Okay, let's look. We have it this type of the wings also. I don't know. No, this is a little bit too. These ones require almost kind of like this, but now I like when they're open. And it's nice actual collection because you can literally go and find very nice, a lot of different wings there. And I have a video how you can actually create your own wings. And I think that was my first selection was good. I think this is very good selection. This wing, one that is hiding. So what we're going to do, it's a duplicate this layer. And we're going to hide, select this wing. Let's go just go over like this. And Alt or Option and click on Mask. And ta-da, we hide it one wing. Yes. So now let's go open another wing. And we'll just go around other area, like right here. And say, select properly, Alt Option. And now we hide this. So now we have two wings. We have the one wing here. That is, we can go ahead and actually adjust if we need it. So we can even put a little bit lower. I think like right there, probably. Yeah, like right here. I'm just looking on an angle how lights will go. So we can go this. We can even go a little bit more lower, like, you know, all depressing, like right here. And let's go take this wing, and we can take and reposition, you know, maybe shrink even like on the back. I think, yeah, shrink like this. Okay, and we're going to, we can position lower here. See, this one is not open. I can use it. Yeah, there you go. That's better. Okay, so we can have this kind of readjusting. Actually, this wing need to go up, and it's okay. We can switch this. All what we need to do, Control T, Command T, and just like this, bring up more. I'm just looking on this angle, and I think this one will maybe work better. Let's see. What do you think? Yeah, I like this angle better, actually. Maybe even like, you know, almost like this angle to create all the way from light. Ooh, yeah, let's go do this way, because now we have an arm behind, and this will be very nice. So we now set up the wings. This is our component. We created one model. This next, what we want to do, it's put it some background behind, and we actually have two backgrounds we need to use it. One like background here with maybe clouds or other things going, and second we have it where she's sitting like a rocks, maybe some texture to do that. Okay, let's go try first with our background, and for this I'm just going above the base, and I have multiple different backgrounds, so we can put them there and see which one will work very good for us. Okay, so I have it one like this, and we can just stretch this little bit about right there. Okay, don't worry that is about color or other things, because I'll show you some small secret. We'll just go on soft light and creating like this. Okay, but I'm looking also on details and how well it will work. So we can try this also. Generally, what I'm looking at is light, and this is not necessarily work, because lights need going from top left. So wherever we're creating, it's almost need to be like this one coming from the side. And we have it. I have a few of those kind of nice backdrops. So we also have it like this. Sun behind. Nope, 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 nope. We don't need that. We have it also this light. And if this going around, we always remember we can go and actually do almost like this. So scale up. Kind of, you know, almost creating like this. So and then we have it. Ooh, you know what? I like this. Maybe we should use that one. So let's do this. We go hide layer below, and we'll switch this to the soft light. Oh yeah, I like how it's come up. And we can have it options. You can go always to the overlay, soft light. So we can preview like hard light. You can see how it's going. But I think I like, you know, this kind of hiding almost light, kind of behind this. We could also just have it all bright, like 100% normal. And just using opacity level to set what we think it should be. But I think if we're just doing soft light, I think it's worked very good with this. I kind of like, you know, this painting, you know, it's painting, yes, but it's kind of hiding on a background. Okay, so we're done. We're very easy to put it there. Let's go and take our brush at this time. And I needed to hide right here something. So let's take our adjustment and yeah, like right there. Okay, so we have a little bit out, and we can just also increase this way. I just want to be sure it's all cover everything, and it's like cover area. So now I want to cover this area where we have it rocks. Let's go ahead and find rocks. Okay, for this we're going to use the rocks, and I'm just going and drop rocks, and you can see it's actually just the rocks. Yes, so we can go just a little bit shrink them, and I want to be sure they cover almost all of this area. Don't worry that it's just image. It's what compositing is about. So to blend, we're going to select this to soft light. See how they applied? And when soft light, we can readjust. our idea, you see where is the booth going? To cover all of this. So it's a feed, but like that. Next, let's start with our rock first. So with the rock, I'm going to press Alt or Option and click on a mask. So it's black and hiding. Next, we'll take our brush. We'll zoom in a little bit more. And we'll start painting in our rocks. So you can see it's like a magic start appearing. So I'm going to press 20%. It's what we're going to do. And we'll just painting in those rocks. And because it's a gray background with coloring and everything, it's kind of work perfect almost, yes, to apply in there. And of course, we'll do a couple other tricks with lighting, but for this, we have it overlay very beautifully going with our rocks. Almost like, you know, this was canvas painting and she's just sitting on kind of on that canvas done from rocks. See, it's look beautiful. Okay, same things. Let's go add. Actually, I need to delete this one. We have it our background. And for the background, mostly I want to hide those areas. So opposite, I will create one and we'll have a black backdrop, yes. And with a black 40%, I'm just going right there, remove it where I don't need this. Well, it's only going to clouds and we just like here. See? We just mask out. Very easy, very fast right now to do. Look at this. Beautiful, yes? We created a very nice. But it does not fit like lights, for example, is not there, correct? So let's fix it with lights. First, what I want to do is under our model, where the wings just below this wings, we'll create new layer and we call background dodge and burn, okay? So next we're going to fill up this with 50% gray and we'll switch this to the soft light. We can create backgrounds two ways and I'll show you how both ways we can do. First, we'll go black with a 10% opacity and we can start painting like under her right there. We can painting where we want like darker to be or opposite if we want brighter, you know, like right here, lights. We can add extra lighting going so we can apply a little bit more global to this. We can also go ahead and take screen if we need it. So for example, we can create new layer. We'll call it light. And if we switch this light to our screen, then when we're creating, you can see it will create more lights. Of course, let's go select the color properly. And I want just select maybe a little bit, not this, a little bit like this kind of, a little bit yellowishy. And we can do this way. Also, you can apply it, even draw like lines almost. So we can, well, we'll do a little bit more. So I don't want to do too much, but just like lighting, we can create. Of course, too much, remember, you can take your opacity and just take opacity down. That's great. And we did a little bit shadows, but I found the better shadows to do if we create a layer. Let's call its name shadow. We'll switch this to multiply mode. Where's my multiply? And multiply will create better shadows. And then we can go take color pick on the shadows. We can go behind and we actually just create. But notice shadows does not work very well. And the main reason because we are applying under her feet. We don't apply on hers, but we also have it what they call reflective or a renderosity or reflective. So we'll showing how to do that. Okay, we'll just apply shadows here. A little bit more dark. Now let's do kind of put it here in because if you look, it does not look too realistic. Yes, the wings look off. It's nothing there. The reason we don't have shadows, we don't have properly colors. So let's work on those wings. I'm going to group them. And first, I want to create a layer, the mask on our wings, because with this mask, I can also go to our wings and just add a little bit of transparency. And if I add a little bit transparency to my wings, wings will start having background color coming. They look almost like translucent. So, and you can see it will add just slightly, which is we want to definitely do on the edges, because the feathers is translucent. And if we do this, they become nicely with a color, to right color, and they become a little bit more translucent. So almost feel like this. And you can see through them, kind of darker. Look on this. It's already look better. Next, above the wing, let's create new. And we call shadows wings. Wing shadows. We'll convert this to the same, multiply. And now we Alt and copy. And we'll just go and add shadows right here. One thing what we want to do is go and clip this. So whatever shadows we apply, they don't go out, but they will apply to our wings. So in this case, we have a little bit better shadows, darker, kind of, almost a little bit right there, maybe, just slightly. Just like behind her back. And there's a little bit more, because as light's going down there, there you go. Look at this. So now you see the wings become more embedded in this. We need to do same with our model. So this is our model. We create new layer, and we'll call this model shadows. Let's go convert this again to multiply, and Alt, link together everything. And now we can also go and apply some of the shadows on our model. For example, her feet right here does not match. So if we do same things with shadows, you can see we start creating darker, and it's like almost magic. Now blending to your background. Let's do it with close. In some case, I will say edge need almost as dark as bottom. Then it will look even better. But you can see right here, as we adding this, same like right there a little bit on your clothes, on the darker. So we're applying this effect of the shadows. Let's do more. Zoom out, and we'll look and see what's happening. It's her feet and everything. Way nice. So now she is more like in the shadows and embedding with those rocks. If you look right there, I have a preview. By the way, if you don't have it, this is just Navigator. All what you need to do, go to Windows, and just right here click on Navigator, and just drag and put this icon. I do like to do this way. It's not mostly for navigation, but it is for me to see how it's look as a thumbnail, and it help me to see overall image. And this is a look quite a bit nice this way. I can see how it's integrated and just come together all image. Okay, so we have a nice beautiful integration here on the colors. I think we almost ready to have it like embedding some global lighting. But before global lighting, let's do a couple things to add more interesting effect to this. At this time, I think I kind of already lock position, lock elements in mind. So the next step what I'm going to do, it will apply to everything. I will recommend for you to do this as a last step, because if you try to change something, then you need to redo next steps as well. But it is like a painting with oil. You add brush strokes, and if you don't like it, sometimes you need to go back, scrub, and redo it. Okay, so I have it all this model. Where's my right here, my model. I group together, and I just call this model. So we leave here. Next, let's go Control-Shift-Alt-E. We take everything what we just created and create brand new layer. And I call it oil, because you remember I told you that the fur and other ones look good with oil effect. The feathers as well. So we're going to now filter, and we're going to stylize oil painting. We'll do the same things as before because we already have it, same all presets. We'll do this, and we'll need to remember to do sharpen on this as well. Unsharp mask. Click OK. And we're going to hide this. And now by using white 10%, we can go. So let's start with our clouds. And you can see, as we do with clouds, because we don't really care about details, but they become more integrated on the edges. They stop looking like it's what it is. It's a gods of teddy bears. It's actually it's the fluff stuff that you usually use it to fill up teddy bears. So it's a lot of teddy bear sacrifice for the this image. So yeah, and I'm going right there. And now let's look on the feathers, and you can see they actually will become better. They look way more like it's painting, and we're integrating those edges with hair. And look at these edges. So yeah, they become more like part of the single painting. Beautiful. So we have it all this clean, nice feathering going around. So it does look like real painting. Okay, let's go now to do the global lighting. So for this, we're going to create a new layer, and we'll call this Dodge and Burn. Again, we're going to edit fill, and we'll go fill right here with a 50% gray, normal, 100% opacity. Click OK, switch to the soft light. And now we have it black and white, our shadows. So usually if we look here, this is where we want to create our shadows. So, and I'm just going a little bit more aggressively create the darkness just from this area, dark right here. Okay. For some reason I got this line going around, so let me fix that one. Okay. Yeah, we'll go a little bit darker, and opposite we can go lighter right here where we want it. So we want to have it maybe light little bit on our feathers, because lights is going down here. Yes, it's going brighten here, and this is where we're doing global kind of like lighting, just a little bit on your knee right there, maybe a little bit up on top, because it's how the light's coming from here. And we can create quite a bit brighter there. Another effect actually can create new layer. Let's call it a rays. So rays. And we're going to create a one smaller right there. 0, it's meaning 100% opacity white. So we'll go click on a corner and hold down Shift key. And then click again. See the line? So what we're doing, I'm creating these lines going. And I want to create this line like it's a rays coming. And see what I'm doing? It's a rays going from this area. Next, what we want to do is going to filter, blur, Gaussian blur. Will just pop up just like this. And let's switch this to soft light. So now you have it real like rays coming from there. We don't necessarily need 100%. We'll just do as kind of like this, kind of, you know what I mean? Just leave it so it's your eyes recognize, but they don't need pop up. I think right now it's pop up too much, so I need to go back to create new layer, switch maybe to screen mode. Let's call it sun. And we're going with 10% opacity, because I don't need right here. And we'll just go fix a little bit right there. So there you go. Just like create And you see what I'm doing? I'm just increasing and creating like a bright spot coming something from there and going down. Okay, you think we're done? But we're almost done. So next, it does not have properly color casting. And color casting is important for integration. Like your skin does not look exactly like in this painting. So let's create new layer and we call this color. Okay. And I want to switch this actually to the soft light mode. And then next, we'll just take a brush. We'll keep it on 10% and we'll painting on her by selecting color. And let's select this yellow color, maybe a little bit warmer. Usually sun. And just go and paint just a little bit on her. And you can see as we're painting, it's slightly changing color. So let's add this warmer color. Okay. So we'll go next and painting a little bit right there by her wings. Don't worry if you're going a little bit out because it is adding the glowing effect that I wanted. So it's add this almost like it's glowing wings or other things. So we'll just add right there. Okay. So this is one we add coloring and we can add a little bit more here. So now she's a little bit more even integrated with this color. Next, let's go Shift Control Alt E. Again, take all images put together. Let's call it glow. Okay. In a glow, we want to go to filter, blur, Gaussian blur again. Okay, let's go select like around maybe right there so we can see, but it's not total details. And we'll switch this to screen. So after screen, we'll hold down Alt or Option and click on a mask to hide. And now with our small brush, we can actually going and just brush just a little bit right there. So it's add this glowing effect. Go on her wings right there, maybe slightly. So there you go. See, it's add, just create a little bit better, I think, kind of like glowing stuff. There you go. Okay, look on our image what we have before. Well, we on our last stretch, guys, right here. So let's go do other things. We're going to create a new layer and let's call it grain. And reason is why I want to do grain, because if we look on our image right now, you'll notice her skin can be very smooth here, but some noise in another areas, and it does not look good if we look closer. So to fill up with grain, we need 50% gray. Again, we'll go to our 50% gray, and we're going to filter, noise, add noise, and we'll just add a little bit noise, 10% will work, blend in white, monochromatic. Click OK, and switch this to the soft light. So right now, if we come closer, you'll notice we have it like this grain all over. So if you think it's too strong, remember you have it opacity and you can switch, but we want to a little bit grain because it's allowed kind of combined together, binding for the grained level, because otherwise noise inconsistency will give up. Well, next let's create optional layer. I just want to show you if you need a more dramatic add. This is very optional. So on this, we'll go again, Control Shift Alt E, Command Option Alt E to create one layer, and I call this optional GB, optional dodge and burn. So we go image adjustment, black and white, and then black and white will just pop up reds and yellows a little bit for this image. Now we have it image adjustment. Let's go to shadow highlights, and if you see this teeny tiny, click on the show more options. That's what we needed. And more options, we'll just have it amount. Let's say to 100 amount. On the highlights and shadows, we'll take 11 pixels, about maybe 10. I just put 11 because it's easy. Bam, bam, 1, 1, 1, 1. Yes. And we'll take tone and bring down. This is our kind of highlight. So we'll go right there. Shadows darker, highlights a little bit brighter. There you go. And then we'll go to filter, sharpen, unsharp mask on this. We'll just keep it same and switch this to the soft light. So let me show you what's happening. You see how much it's increased dramatic and kind of contrast alpha. So this is another ways to kind of enhance in some cases. It does very beautiful on the texture and everything. It's optional. It's up to you if you like it. But you always, if you want it, you can use your slider if you need to add. But it's kind of contrast curve, like almost dodge and burn those areas, create more impact, more drama kind of look on this. Well, let's work with our coloring. And now our coloring, we'll select selective colors. We'll start with our black color. Notice on the black, we have it right here. This is our black. And actually, I want to take black and put it like -2 or 1. So I don't want crush black, but I don't want total black. So I want just a little bit. And my black, going with idea, the darker is colder color and a brighter is a warmer. So we'll going this and convert them to the little bit more bluish, a little bit on a green, cyanish, kind of like this color. So this will be our shadow color. Next, let's go to our neutral. And on the neutral, we're going opposite. We're going a little bit more to our warmer colors, red colors. So like right there. And by the way, old pictures, you know, they all look like a bit yellowish, not white. And the main, they used to use like linen oil or other things to cover them, or with painting. And after time, linen oil just become yellow. So that's why the yellow originally there wasn't yellow color, but with the time it was happening. Okay, let's go to our whites, and this is our white. You can see right here. So we can emphasize a little bit more on them if we want it. And we can also change colors on the lights. And I think I'm maybe actually going with a little bit bluish, because kind of nice, or yellow. I don't know. You know, maybe yellowish. This is up to actually your creativity. And the nice thing is, because at this time, right now, it's very non-destructive. So you can also going and modify the colors, playing and see which one color palette, which one work very good together, which give you better effect. And in some cases, like right here, maybe yellowish is too much. So see, like this yellow, not enough dimension. So I will go bring yellow a little bit more open. And also we can have it just add, yeah, let's this way. So we can play. It's why, and reason I like it, because I can play just with specific colors and create more effect, like dramatic. Or reds almost always nice if you go darker on them. Yeah, there you go. What do you think? These or yellowish? I don't know. Not greenish. Yeah, definitely not greenish. And we have it here. No, this way. Yeah, that way is better looking. Well, this is up to you right now to go play with this and create different. Remember, if it's too much colors, change it. You can always go bring down coloring. And as well, if generally you don't want color, I almost all the time add just black and white on top. I can add a little bit more how one see the person there, like right there, maybe, you know, add effect, and we can switch this to work on our saturations levels if we need it to create more dramatic look. And another ones you always can do with the curves. It's a faster way to do curves. We'll go to color, and this is what I call cinematic. We'll increase blue, take middle on the blue down to yellow. Almost what we've done, only a little bit faster and easier way to do this. And this just create this kind of cinematic curve right there. You can see, just add a little bit more cyanish, cold and warm look on this. Many times I create so many of those adjustment layers and just play with them, see which one work. This is, we create image, and this is image we done from our original. So let's go see what we have it. This is, you remember, this was our original. We shot in a studio. Next, we took it and expanded with AI, which make much easy. Add some wings, much faster to do with AI with a new version. So it's a good I don't think it's took our creativity away from us from doing all of this stuff. And of course, we can go just combine everything, call it retouching, or compositing will be more correct in this way. And there you go. That is what we was doing. We start with our image, and we're creating compositing that we wanted. Of course, it's up to you, choices on the coloring, on composition and wings. I'll put it all links down below for those who's interesting to all of these packs, so you can use it if you something play for you if you need it. You can join Patreon for, of course, access to packs, or you can purchase if you need it for yourself. And purchasing, it's very helpful and support me as well as some affiliated links, because if you decide to upscale, the Top has one of the best upscaler and I tested this, and the link down below. It's cost you nothing, but it does support this channel. Thank you for watching.